Hi there everyone, it's Carl from Raya Clinic, Facial Aesthetics and PT Studio. Today I've got to cover a little bit more on nutrition. I was going to post a video on a starting program or what would be the best exercises to start with and some of the weird and wonderful exercises I've seen in the gym, my gym, what I used to own for 33 years, that used to make me cringe and giggle at the same time. But getting back to the point of nutrition, I felt I had to make this video just to get some clarity for everybody for some of the messages that I received, direct messages that is, regards to the questions that were being asked. Is a calorie just a calorie? No. Right, the reason why I say that, let's focus on the three basic macronutrients, and that is carbohydrates, protein and fats. Now with these macronutrients, when we eat these particular food types, what happens is that the body has to digest, absorb and utilize these calories, and it takes energy to do this, to digest and absorb. So each macronutrient has an amount of calories that is used to absorb, and if we base it on 100 calories of carbs, 100 calories of protein, 100 calories of fats, what would have the most calories used to digest and absorb that particular macronutrient? That would be protein, simply protein. I think carbs and fats are around about 8 calories per 100 calories. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's around about that. Protein is around about 20 plus calories per 100 calories. So you see, by getting your protein levels right, you actually utilize more calories of the calories you're ingesting, if that makes sense. Now, I've banged on about this particular hormone since the 90s, and when I used to write newsletters, when I had my own nutrition company, GK Products, I used to bang on about insulin. Back then I did have access to some absolutely amazing people who were very versed in hormones and stuff like that, and I learnt a lot in the 90s, in that passage of time, from these experts. Insulin, control insulin. Okay, what you're trying to avoid is these massive peaks that you get from highly processed foods, high sugar content foods, that just drop you below your baseline. What will that do? Well, basically it just wants you to start feeding more, snacking more, eating more crap. Sorry Facebook for using that naughty word. But that's basically the bottom line. So when I started competing, which was in 1992, I learned more about nutrition over those coming years in the 90s. And the basic thing was, when I controlled my insulin levels by eating more complex, low glycemic carbs, combined with the right amount of protein and good fats, what I found was I functioned better, lost body fat at a terrific rate, that's me that is, and just felt a million percent better. It's as simple as that. Did my diet consist of any processed foods? No. Have I been, true to this, not eating processed foods? Not so much in the last 3 to 4 months. And just to give you a little insight to that, I would estimate that my calories didn't really change over the last 3 or 4 months. I just ate crap calories. And did I put weight on? Jesus, did I put weight on? Yes. And my calories were pretty much the same. So you see, a calorie is not a calorie. I think there was a study done by the Zoe Institute of Nutrition, Zoe, where I believe they did a randomized trial where they had one group eating a 500 calorie processed meal and the other group eating a 500 calorie whole food meal. Don't, hold me to that, it might be slightly wrong. But what they found with the processed group was, although it was 500 calories as opposed to 500 calories, they tended to snack more after that particular processed meal, simply because it was loaded with crap, loaded with sugar, sent your insulin levels through the roof, and then dropped it like a ton of bricks. It's simple. All you've got to do is control your insulin. Obviously, that's for somebody who's not type 2 or type 1 diabetic. You control it through other means. This is aimed at those people who are not. So, processed food. Did we have processed food 100 years ago? No. No, we never. And did we have obesity like we do now? Or, sorry, that word, sorry, people who are overweight. Can we say that? Well, that's why you may class yourself. We all, at some stage don't look like the way we look. So we say, oh, put on loads of weight. So let's call it that. Yeah. So, no, obesity and people being overweight was not the same 100 years ago compared to it is now. And our world is full of processed foods, packet foods. So, when we go shopping, especially now, so I've gone back to what I was, for the first 6 months of 2022 and for the 30 odd years prior to that. Whole foods, fruits, vegetables, sweet potatoes, baked potatoes, chicken, low fat minced meat, fish, We tend to cook our foods. We don't like to, where you get the fork and you go like that, and then once it's been in the microwave and it's been, atomized for about 5 minutes, you pull back that film and, ooh, yeah, really good feel. So we've got to get whole foods, natural foods, and also another little point, calorie counting. You can do it if you try and be as accurate as you possibly can, but I believe there's a 25% error rate either way. So say, for example, you think you're eating 2,500 calories, you might be eating 3,000 calories, or you might be eating 2,000 calories, So calorie counting is not always the way to go. Just eat good wholesome foods on a regular basis. Keep your insulin levels fairly stable. And this will make massive inroads. And what you'll find is that you'll adhere to the diet that much better. Let's call it a diet, because it is a diet. And you will find that you will maintain your weight that much better without starving yourself. I keep banging on about this. Obviously, I'll go more into detail on the app. That's the subscription app, where you'll find out a lot more regards to the research and the studies that I cite. So, please, if you want to do anything, if you're bored, Google insulin, Google its actions and the way the pancreas releases it in relation to the amount of sugar that's sensed in the system and how it can affect your weight, how it can affect your well-being, feeling sluggish, feeling tired, feeling bloated. And also, on another note, think about processed food versus whole, good, wholesome food and what it does to the microbes in your gut. Okay, ingesting all of those chemicals is not good for the intestinal flora or microbes in the gut, and that can have a massive effect on the way you feel as well. So Carl from Araya Aesthetics Clinic, Facial Aesthetics that is, and also my PT clinic. Please share this video if you think it's worth sharing. I would really appreciate it. Give me some stars. No one's given me any stars yet, so I don't know whether these clips are absolute rubbish, but let me know. Let's get into some dialogue. Let's get into some conversation with each other. I know I've banged on a little bit and we're just under 9 minutes now of this video, but watch it and watch it again and try and understand and do that research. And next video will be about my advice with regards to training, what to do, what not to do, depending on, age, injuries, stuff like that. But, basically about training and doing big movements that stimulate the motor neurons to stimulate muscle fibers to stimulate you. Okay, see you soon. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up. Tell me how much you liked it. Follow me on Facebook or even on YouTube, Carl's Muscle Info. So see you soon. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.